Fans, this is Todd, and I'm making this video because, as you guys know, I love King Greyskull. He's a really cool figure, but in the cartoon, he was taller than He-Man and the other Masters of the Universe. And so I wanted to use a Masterverse figure, and I made two different versions of him, and this was the second version, and I was all gangbusters. Things were great, but the cape that I put on him, it kept getting really sticky because of the clear coat I used. I'm like, man. So I decided to take and wash off all the paint and start over with a really good foundation, which I was cleaned it really good with acetone and alcohol and everything else. And then I put on the gray primer, and that's where things went wrong. Really, really wrong. Hey, Casey, thanks for joining me. And so let's go and talk about this. So, oh, there we go. Let me turn this around. So here is my custom King Greyskull. You guys have seen him before. I've done a couple changes since last time. I put on a second loincloth on underneath to give it some space here, because before his abs kept sticking out past the belt and looked really dumb. And his wrist guards are actually two of these wrist guards from Two Fistos. That's where I got those from. And the body is from the 40th anniversary He-Man we got. And then the armor is from King Greyskull, the belt is from King Greyskull, and the head is from King Greyskull from Classics. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty easy custom. So I took this cape and I put that gray primer on there, and it's not supposed to be shiny. See how shiny it is? Shiny. It's supposed to be dull, but it's shiny because it's sticky. Oh, you can see my fingerprint left there. And it just will not dry. Now, this back part did end up drying a little bit, but this has been like this for like a week and a half, I think. And I got gray paint on my finger. And I was getting ready to toss it in the garbage. My wife goes, hold on, don't toss it yet. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can clean it for you. And I'm like, what? Really? You're going to try to clean this for me? She goes, yeah, I'll try to give it a, I'll try to get some kind of solvent or something and clean it off for you, because I know those capes are expensive. Especially because it's the one that came with the original King Greyskull, not the fur-coated one. And I thought, you know what? Since it's painted gray, I could probably scan it in pretty easy. Because the scanner loves this shade of gray for some reason. So I got it all worked up. Let me fix my tripod here. This is just not... There we go. So I got it all worked up, and I went and well, first I had this cape on. And this would just not do. And that's when I decided I'm going to try to scan this. So I had this stupid red cape from the King Greyskull pack we got. And it's just, the fur on top just looked, oh, I just couldn't take it. So I decided, since I'm going to remake the cape anyway, I am going to make the cape bigger to actually accommodate this bigger figure. So here is the King Greyskull that we got. Here is the special Christmas version edition. I know it's not really Christmas edition, but there he is. And then here is my new cape. Look at this. And you can see how much bigger this cape is versus the classics. It's quite a bit wider across the top here. It's a little bit longer, and it's made just basically to fit this bigger figure. Now, one thing I don't like about King Greyskull is his cape just barely touches the ground, so he is always falling over unless you stand him in this really weird pose, like he's Michael Jackson doing that weird lean dance in order to get him to stand. And so I made the cape so that it's the same height as King Greyskull and can basically almost stand on its own. Colt color. Yes. And let's see, laughing out loud, not stupid. I'm not a fan of the fur Colt either, but the cape is awesome. Thanks. Apply a matte, maybe. Yeah, matte won't work. I kept adding matte over the top again and again and again. The first time it was sticky, and it wouldn't be sticky for a little while, but then about 2 weeks later, it'd be sticky again. It was like, but I got the new cape. And let's see how it fits on there. Oh, look at that. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. It looks pretty cool. And for those that have their own 3D printer, I got the STL for you. It's a free download. Now, after you print the STL, you're going to take and you're going to put it in boiling hot water And then you're going to take and put it on your figure and just mold it to fit just right. And then you got yourself a cool cape. Because obviously, you know, you can print it in some softer material. But this thing's in pretty hard material, so it ain't gonna wave in the wind whatsoever. There's no breezing on this cape. But anyway, I wanted to show off what I was working on. And so now my King Greyskull is finally complete. Now I'm probably going to take and put some different shades of light brown and tan and everything else up on the top here. But I printed it in 01. And so it is like super, super fine. Look at the detailing on this. Yes, yes, yes. It's so cool. All right, let me go and stick it back on. And again, hot water, mold it to fit after you print it, and you will be mucho happy. There we go. Da-da-da. Very cool. Very cool. Check it out. Let me see your guys' comments. Mike says, cool cape. Yes. Very cool. And the body's also thicker this way too, so I had to really stretch the other cape on there anyway, and it was always falling off on my shelf, and I had to keep fixing it over and over again. But that does look pretty cool. So there you go. Thanks, Droid 323. I appreciate it. All right. So if you found this video interesting, or you know someone with a 3D printer that's making their own custom figures and they want to have the cape, you can shrink it to any size you want or make it bigger. Heck, you can even shrink it and stick it on your Lego figures if you wanted to. So there you go. The STL file is a free download. Check it out. And if you do make it something with the STL download, post it on the lounge so we can all see what you made from it. Because again, you can scale it. You can even scale it up to fit your Titus if you wanted to. How cool is that? 3D printer I recommend. If you don't want problems and you want it to work just like a nice appliance, go with Bamboo. If you don't have a lot of money, go with the A1 or the A1 Mini. If you do have more money, get a nice enclosed one with the XY core. If you want to print color, make sure you get the one at the 2 heads minimum, or you can get the one that's the C1, which costs a lot more for the new heads and stuff. So I would go with Bamboo. I've tried lots of other printers in the past, and they just don't work. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining me. Anyway, so that is the cape. Now he is the caped crusader, right? Da-da-da. And it does look really good. I'm almost happy with it. There's just one little flaw that is driving me crazy, and that is there's a small little hole. There's a hole in the bucket, but it's right between the fur, so it works out okay. But I might go back, because I cut these out on the inside, these circular holes. These are for his shoulders, these are for his back muscles. And I might go back and just lower these balls a little bit just to fill in that hole right there. Because they don't need to be that high anyway. His shoulders are not that high up. And I knew that before I printed. I didn't know about the hole though, but I should have lowered them before I printed anyway. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Dun dun dun. Ooh. All right, last chance for comments. Thanks, Jeff. K Bamboo. Yep. Hi, bro. Can you make a replica of the 2000X Adam bootleg figure sword you use for your Adam figure custom? You know, that's a good idea. I should look at that and see about bootlegging the bootleg. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me. And like they say in the 1987 movie, let me turn the camera around first. Oh, bright light. I can't get my thing adjusted. Good journey. Good journey, you guys. He is a cool custom. I mean, he is taller. See, check us out. He is taller than regular, ordinary He-Man now. So that is the goal I was going for, is to making a bigger figure for my classics. And he doesn't look too bad. You can do the wiggle woggle too. Wiggle woggle, wiggle woggle. All right. Good journey, you guys. I'll see you next video. Let me check out the final comments. But yeah, take care, everyone. All right. Bye now.